Hello, it's me, Elichi again, and Namaste. Today with the topic, I wanted to bring that up because it came up as a sentence in my descriptions under my videos, and it came up also, it comes always up in so many other videos I see, and I just wanted to give my perspective into that from all my experiences till now. The sentence that Jesus is the only one who, and only people can be rescued by Jesus. And I wanted to clear this theme today. Jesus understands the concept of unity and individuality. Jesus knows that we are all one. We are all connected. In spirit, we are somewhat all connected in all our actions that we do in incarnation or out of incarnation and beyond. Like I told you, everything you do, if you just lift your arm, it has an impact on everything. This is why it's so important that we mindfully decide what we do and that we take our time, that we think and most of all feel, because someone else might either suffer from it or benefit of it. So it's a very, very important thing to decide. And it's now they're coming up with the sentence of, with this what Saint-Exupéry said in this book, La Petite Prince, the Little Prince, der kleine Prinz. One day you will understand why it's so important if the sheep ate the flower or not, because it decides what we see next and the energy we give into something that works either for us or against us, or however you want to call it and label it then. And it's our thing, it's our decisions, what we see, what we want to hear and feel and see in this world or not. And we are all, as I said, we are all one, and we depend on each other always. So Jesus would never say something egotistically like that or he would claim it, that only he is the one. We are all a mass of more light or less light, or more darkness or less darkness, dense or less dense. And so we act and interact in this world, but we are all the same mass. So we are either conscious or unconscious. We always we walk into that level and beingness of unity. And yes, this is why Jesus would never say such a thing or would claim it by himself. And this leads me to the next thing I said with the individuality. Jesus understands individuality also. What I wanted to say with unity, before I forget. Because we're all one, no one could ever say it's more high or low or whatsoever. This is what I mean with we all depend on each other, because God's source, the point where everything comes together, where everything is connected at, means that we are source, and source is us, just split into all those channels of incarnations. And so even God couldn't say, I am the most high point, because God wouldn't be God, in a sense, if we wouldn't incarnate and enable God source to make experiences through those incarnations. So even God depends on us, and we depend on God. God has just a more overview, and we are more in this channel. And this is so important to understand. Yes, now we come to individuality. As I once told you, for example, on other planets or other levels of consciousness, so-called dimensions, whenever they have problems, for example, they gather into a circle and they feel into the situation, into this problem, and if one feels that they should go into the middle of the circle, if the one is the chosen one, it really feels this being that it can really solve this problem, then it's like the called one and steps into the middle, yeah, for example. And this can be because everyone works with something else better. For example, I worked with Buddha too, but Buddha talks more in general. For example, don't expect something, let go or be. Yeah. But when Jesus steps into my life for a problem, he's very, very personal oriented, and this helped me very much. But others say they love to work with Mother Mary. Others say they love to work with for this time or a specific amount of time with the stargates. Whatever helps you. And Jesus had here as an incarnation a high level of consciousness. And because he became human, this frequency became human, it can help us. Jesus can help us very much, and sometimes very fast and consciousness oriented, because he became human, and so he understood what humans need, how humans think, how humans feel. So he can apply consciousness to our perspective very well. And this is why it can be very easy that he solves problems with us, etc. But again, Jesus would never say, I am the only one. That absolutely can't be, like just the example with God's source and us in incarnations. And this reminds me of something. Once Jesus was working with me very, very much, and I became conscious of that Jesus works with me, and I thought, wow, Jesus is working with me, and why me? And yeah, I get a little bit very much human thinking. And Jesus came to me and he said, okay, but if you wouldn't work with us, if you wouldn't see us, be open and agree and work with us, we couldn't do a thing here. We couldn't work through you into this world with all those people, etc. So this is what I mean with we depend on each other in a positive way. It's not it's not that we depend like in an addiction, for example, but we are all, we can help us. We just work together in this unity, in this union. And this is so wonderful. And this example shows that yes, Jesus can do a lot, but if we are willing also, and we are doing this, and yeah, like I said, it's never just Jesus. There are so many offers out there, and so it needn't to be a person. It can be just a frequency. It can be an essence in the ether and in the etheric realm. Whatever can help you in this moment. And this is what I mean. Each and every moment requires something else. And so you can work with this. And it doesn't mean just because some people can work very well and easy and best with Jesus that they just say it's only Jesus. Because other religions would say that too. It's only Muhammad. It's only I don't know, Krishna. It's only Buddha. And this shows too that we are very, that we have a great decision out there. We can choose, and we can try, and we can look what's best for us and best for a situation. Yeah. And everyone is very unique in its own way, in its own person. And like I said, Jesus incarnated as a human, so it's very easy and understandable for us what he has to say and how he's coming towards us. Yeah. And I wanted to show you, I will blend in the little video I will make, that we shouldn't or we can not limit us to, or why we can't simply limit us to one master or one frequency or one essence, because everything is always there. And sometimes we unconsciously work with different things too we are even not aware of at that time, at that moment. So whenever I work with spirit, I always wait who steps in, like outside at the fields or whatever, when I pray, when I ask for something, or when a situation comes up, unfolds. So I just look who is stepping in, who gives me visions and intuitions. And for this specific a theme that's coming up. So for example, Jesus might step up, and it's always like a circle around me. It may be Jesus, it may be 10 angels, then maybe it's a group of aliens, and they stand around me at the time. But behind them, there is, I don't know, another group of alien beings. And after that comes, I don't know, holy animal spirits whatsoever. And this is going on and going on. And it doesn't mean that someone is only there and the others are not. It just means that there are in the second row, in the third row, in the fourth row, blah, 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 blah. And so ever. It's always like that. It's like a well. One comes and goes, one comes and goes, and they all work with us. So you can choose whatever you want, but that's my experience and how I always see them. Stepping in, coming in, and just changing the row, but they are never gone for forever, or it doesn't mean that someone wasn't there once. It's always there. It's just the one who can help most in that moment, in that at that time, the one will or can do, of course. And the same is with incarnations. For example, I had once a very nice conversation also again with Jesus, that I said, yeah, you do, and you did so much for humanity, for example. And Jesus said, yeah, but at that time, when I incarnated and started this incarnation, you all had been there too for me. Yeah, as on energy, as on soul levels. So we weren't our avatar that we are now, for example, but we all were there with him in essence, in soul growth, in everything, in watching him and supporting him. Yeah, so that's how he sees it also. And out of all this support, Jesus became human, and then he like I said, this well, this, and then he let the cascades of life come over us, and light come over us, and and now we give back, and we are there in his name, and so on. It's a wonderful birth and rebirth, and a fluid process, a flowing process. And this is so beautiful, and I wanted to tell you this because that you see that nothing is always ending or beginning. It's all so endless. We are all there, and for someone, and someone is there for us, and every one of us can be so great. And I personally just don't like when people put someone or something on a pedestal, or say, well, this one is holy and that one is holy, because I always think there are so many things happening in this life. They are just not recorded, just not seen. Maybe there's the most holy person is born somewhere in Africa right now and is becoming such a conscious, beautiful being. And it was never seen, or was never seen in life. And never said that this one is holy or this one is cool or whatsoever, because there are so many things that are just happening, and it doesn't need the labeling or the name. There can be people that are like a reverend, but they never became a reverend. But they are though a reverend. And this is with every being out there. And this is why, like last time, I talked about this concept of consciousness that is not in a religion or in a label. It's just the being itself, and this is what can free us. If you are in a religion or not, it can just help us to live a wonderful life without being labeled or being under a system that tells you what you have to do. For example, if you want to be a reverend, you have to go through so many things to be one, and others are just living this this reverent being without ever studied or have this education, etc. This is what I mean. We come here in our incarnation also as in our life purpose from God source. And even if we would fail in a test or something, we are still the thing that God wants us to be. If you have this education or not, or if people label you that you're holy or not, and we're just all free. This is what I wanted to say. And Yeah, sometimes I wish more tolerance in this world, and yeah, not just this, it's only Jesus. I read that so often now, even in an ASMR video where someone was talking about she wanted to find out what's her religion, what's her way to spirituality, and then people threw at her again, yeah, you have to be Christian and Jesus. And yeah, I think it was, for me, it was so wonderful that she was thinking and feeling into herself what she might become, what she want to become. And this is so interesting. And when we have people again, they say you should, then it's not our blossoming, and it's more throwing stones at the still closed blossom, and it might die. And this is so important, to be free, to see what the idea of God is. When you can become your freed version, your freed self, and you're loved for that, what you are, who you are, then yeah, people can see the idea of God, and the idea of you, the concept of you. So I hoped this helped you. And if you have questions, etc., or positive comments that we can work with, which are very much about interest and not about already already formed idea of something, then please comment and let me and us know what you think and feel. And till the next video, namaste, yours